Hi everyone, welcome to our first redefining series for the year. As many of you would know, we host these sessions regularly as part of a way of lifting our heads up from the day-to-day and exploring some macro themes impacting our industry. This particular session will look at 10 of the big issues and innovations we think will be in front and centre for 2018. Let's get into it. First up, we have e-commerce and retail convergence. Now, once vastly different experiences, retail and e-commerce are now converging, with category giants from both sides making moves to set up shop in their opposing territories. Simply covering both bases may not be enough, however, as market leaders like Amazon and Alibaba have gone a step further, blurring the lines between physical and online retail, to bring their customers the best of both worlds with every transaction. Amazon has made great strides into the physical retail space in the US, including recently acquiring the upmarket grocery chain Whole Foods, opening bookstores in major cities, and offering free returns via the department store chain Kohl's. As a result, it's currently the second largest employer in the US, bested only by Walmart. Now, Amazon's latest venture is perhaps their most ambitious yet, the futuristic Amazon Go store. A completely cashierless shopping experience, Amazon Go uses cameras and sensors to track a customer's items they shop, then charges them via the customer's Amazon account. Here's a video of it in action.
Four years ago, we started to wonder, what would shopping look like if you could walk into a store, grab what you want, and just go? What if we could weave the most advanced machine learning, computer vision, and AI into the very fabric of a store so you never have to wait in line? No lines, no checkouts, no registers. Welcome to Amazon Go. Use the Amazon Go app to enter. Then put away your phone and start shopping. It's really that simple. Take whatever you like. Anything you pick up is automatically added to your virtual cart. If you change your mind about that cupcake, just put it back. Our technology will update your virtual cart automatically. So, how does it work? We used computer vision, deep learning algorithms, and sensor fusion, much like you'd find in self-driving cars. We call it Just Walk Out technology. Once you've got everything you want, you can just go. When you leave, our Just Walk Out technology adds up your virtual cart and charges your Amazon account. Your receipt is sent straight to the app, and you can keep going. Amazon Go. No lines, no checkout. No, seriously.
Overseas, Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba has been hard at work to blend online and physical commerce via their annual retailtainment event, Singles Day. The online sale was supported by thousands of smart stores and physical fulfillment stores to help process its 812 million orders, with sales tripling that of Black Friday and Cyber Monday combined. That's over $25 billion in sales in just one day. Walmart, on the other hand, has been busy building its digital footprint, purchasing a number of online retailers. This includes the massive e-commerce startup Jet.com, which was acquired for around $3 billion in 2016, as well as a host of smaller e-commerce sites, often specializing in niche apparel. Now, smaller retailers are also reaping the benefits of a blended approach, including glasses retailer Cubits, which reports a spike in online traffic whenever a new physical store opens, as people become aware of the brand for the first time. So what are the implications at play here? Almost every aspect of life is now an opportunity to shop or experience a brand. Brands need to be able to be bought wherever the consumers expect them to be. Commerce is increasingly global, where we now think beyond just national boundaries. The impact of a physical marketing presence, including experiential activity, should not be overlooked as a power complement to an online presence. Next up, we have unlikely allies. As the saying goes, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Category disruptors like Uber and Airbnb are finding themselves in bed with some unlikely allies who, rather than rally against their seismic changes brought about by their business models, are finding creative ways to capitalise on them. So quick-thinking brands are shaking up their partnership plans as a way of coping with the arrival of these category disruptors, taking the typically taboo approach of teaming up their would-be competitors. One such example is New Guard Development Group, which is a property manufacturer and property developer in the States. They've teamed up with the category enemies, number one, Airbnb, to build the first Airbnb branded apartment building in the States. Tenants will be allowed to rent their units out for up to about 180 nights a year, hassle-free and completely legal. This is a smart move on behalf of both brands. New Guard capitalises on the sharing economy and Airbnb's brand affinity, while Airbnb makes much needed inroads towards legitimising their site in the eyes of their most vocal critics, which are the developers and property managers. Another unlikely love story is that of McDonald's and Uber Eats. With the latter's entry into the market, meaning Macca's is no longer one of the only things on the menu when it comes to quick and easy eats. Rather than take this challenge lying down, Macca's instead selected Uber Eats as its first ever delivery partner, turning what could have been a considerable threat into a new opportunity for their brand. Now, these brands all succeeded by having the foresight to embrace competition and capitalise on it, rather than resist a change or look for ways to go head-to-head with an unbeatable enemy. There are benefits waiting to be reaped by those willing to think outside the box when it comes to these potential partners, and the line between friend and foe can certainly be worth blurring. When it comes to partnerships, these potential allies are everywhere. The obvious choice isn't always the right one. You've got to get creative. Don't be afraid to shop within your own category as well. Where there's a threat, there's inevitably an opportunity. Looming Chinese influence. The influence of Chinese brands in the West is undeniably growing, fueled in large by their shrewd investment in their acquisition strategies. That said, it's not only China keeping an eye out for overseas opportunities. There's an increasing appetite from Western companies for the many exciting innovations that are coming out of that country. In the West, people usually talk about the big four being GAFA, like Google, Apple, Facebook, and Amazon, or sometimes even FANG, like Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. But in China, the big three to watch are BAT, Baidu, Alibaba, and Tencent. You may not know Tencent, one of China's largest holding conglomerates by name, but chances are you'll recognise some of their investments. They've got a stake in some of the world's biggest brands, including Spotify and Tesla. Baidu is the world's second largest search engine, and Alibaba is actually the world's largest retailer. Now, just before I mention some of Tencent's investments, they've also bought 12% of Snap, which potentially grants them influence over its future development. Also getting in on the next big thing is Chinese taxi app Didi Chuxing, which is actually the world's leading mobile transportation platform, and it's now a major investor in the new Taxify app. Headquartered in Estonia and nicknamed the Uber Killer, Taxify is currently taking on a ride-sharing giant all over the world, and it's just launched here in Australia. Didi Chuxing, which purchased its only local competitor Uber China in 2016, has effectively set itself up as the one competitor with the potential to rival Uber's dominance globally. Perhaps more importantly for us, however, is the West is learning and adopting from China. Facebook has been quick to replicate a number of elements of the chat app WeChat within its Messenger app platform, including video calling, money transfer, and integration of Uber into the app. Now in the crosshairs is a concept such as Alibaba's Single Day, which we've mentioned just before, which has been somewhat replicated by Amazon's Prime Day. We'll see more Chinese tech development in the years to come. Don't be surprised if Alibaba starts testing the commerce waters in Western markets. Just like Facebook, you should be monitoring the actions of the back companies to spot new ideas and trends. As these Chinese brands come to Western markets, or as Chinese visitors use these native platforms while they're here in Australia, look for partnership opportunities both locally and abroad. Payment revolution. Payment systems have been quietly undergoing a revolution over the last couple of years. The tech-driven transformation of the finance industry, aka fintech, is changing the way we pay, giving consumers more control over their money and putting pressure on financial institutions to prove their worth amid considerable competition. Payment revolution. Payment systems have been quietly undergoing a revolution over the last couple of years. The tech-driven transformation of the finance industry is changing the way we pay, giving consumers more control over their money and putting pressure on financial institutions to prove their worth amid considerable competition. Spending and sending your money has never been easier than it is today. Talk of a cashless society is giving way to the prospect of a cardless society, as contactless pay functionality makes its way into our wearables. Payment apps like Venmo increasing in their sophistication and their saturation. In the US, PayPal-owned Venmo is dominating person-to-person payments, processing a volume of $9 billion in Q3 last year. Numbers of that size don't go unnoticed by the country's biggest financial institutions who have responded in kind with the launch of a new payment app player, Zelle. Zelle is unique in that it is backed by the American big banks and integrated directly into their native apps, offering instant money transfers between all partner financial institutions. Even more astonishing is the emergence of an entirely new breed of the consumer, the unbanked. People who skip the process of having a bank account entirely in favour of app-based currency movement. For example, India's largest mobile e-commerce app, Paytm, allows people to receive their salaries, pay merchants phone to phone, pay utilities, and even buy gold, all without a bank account. In Australia, the launch of the new payment platform, the MPP, is imminent, which is set to revolutionise how we as Australians send and receive money. All transactions will happen instantly, including cross-bank payments, and can be addressed with a simple ID, the Pay ID, such as an email or phone number. The NPP will drastically change the way our money flows, opening a vast number of new opportunities in the mobile payment space. Expect to see the big banks release a raft of new products in order to stay competitive, in turn placing pressure on those already in the market. Banks, in turn, will face challenges from a loyalty perspective, as reliance on them is reduced by increasing availability of viable alternatives. Their selling point will evolve to be focused more on the consumer experience, as consumers increasingly expect a frictionless payment experience wherever they're spending. Evolution of loyalty. In the US alone, $48 billion in reward points are issued every year, but over a third languish unredeemed, either forgotten or discarded by consumers. The good news is, the loyalty is now evolving from chunky coupons and cards to apps that aggregate purchases and reward points, in turn making it easier for consumers and data-hungry retailers to cash in. Whilst previously a consumer's loyalty points were collected and managed by the individual brand they shopped with, rewards are now able to be aggregated and tied to a consumer's identity. Apps such as Drop exist to do just this, where there are 500,000 users across the US and Canada. The app links up to a user's credit and debit cards, scouring their transactions to identify and collect their eligible rewards from retailers all over the world, aggregating them seamlessly into the app for its largely millennial user base. Users also receive personalised offers based on their spending habits and preferred retailers. Mobile wallet YoYo does the same thing for European consumers and can additionally be linked to a user's bank account. YoYo is technically available in Australia, but not yet supported by retailers. The benefit of tech platforms such as these is of course twofold. Retailers reap the benefits from a data perspective and don't have to manage and maintain their own dedicated loyalty programs. The platform itself gets data from across their combined retailer pool, enriching it greatly, with the rights to sell it to third parties. Next stage of this loyalty evolution could well be the widespread creation of branded currencies. Messaging app Kik has created its own cryptocurrency called Kin, which can be traded for real money or used for payments on the site. For example, a user might get payment from a brand for creating a branded chatbot or a popular meme, which can then be redeemed for rewards such as custom emojis. Loyalty is evolving as technology makes measurement and rewards frictionless. Loyalty apps will aggregate deals, offers, payments, and loyalty. It will unify online and offline, put mobile at the centre. It's also possible that strong brands will try to create their own global currencies. Shared experiences. Digital media allows us to read, watch, or listen to what we want when we want it. Live videos increase the emphasis on involvement. When you post a selfie, you're happy to go back and check how many likes and comments it receives. When you go live, you want interaction then and there. New apps and features are making this even easier. Uptime is a new iOS app from YouTube that lets people create a viewing room for videos to watch simultaneously with friends. Facebook have just launched Watch Party, where Facebook groups can watch video together at the same time as commenting and interacting. Netflix allows its users to watch any content at any time, but it also is increasingly trying to create events around its hallmark programming. Season 2 of Stranger Things, for example, which was released for Halloween weekend, and then the release of the movie The Cloverfield Paradox, which was announced at this year's Super Bowl, which is ready to view directly after the game. It's turning the concept of watching any time into watching as soon as possible. Tumblr has launched an app called Cabana, where up to 5 friends can watch a video whilst also being on a group video call. House Party is a video chat app that lets multiple friends take part in the group chat. Instagram is now letting you invite a friend to join their live video, broadcasting together from your own phones. In the emerging tech space, Facebook has focused their VR efforts on creating social experiences. We've also seen the viral success of social experiences such as the game VR Chat. In fact, in gaming, social experiences have become a core business model. More and more single players are seeing online social components as an accessory to the main game, as it's seen as a major drawcard by gaming publishers. As digital media tries to replicate the collective experiences from analog media and the offline world, think about creating experiences or making people part of existing ones. The solitary experience of enjoying music on an iPod led to the resurgence of live music. The rise of on-demand video may well do the same for screened experiences. Voice domination. Last year we saw the rise of digital assistants, small devices in the forms of speakers that can link to your Amazon Prime account or your Google Apps. This year we're seeing them everywhere, in your TVs, your white goods, even controlling your car. Voice recognition has improved significantly in recent years, with error rates currently estimated to be an all-time low of only 4.9%. 70% of Google queries are no longer singular keywords, and 20% of all mobile searches are via voice. Studies show that voice is changing the way people use search. It's easier to talk than type, so people use longer queries in spoken search than in text. This means that brands need to optimize for a variety of ways of asking a question, like, how to I make, rather than on their brand name. Amazon is also trying to encourage discovery through Echo, with initiatives like Oprah's Favorite Things, where the TV star describes her favorite items of the season, which people can then buy. U2 has created a special content on Alexa for fans to find. Say, Alexa, play the U2 experience. Devices like Amazon Echo are predicted to hit 66% penetration in some markets within 5 years, and voice is actively disrupting categories like search. Chinese brands like Baidu, Alibaba, and Xiaomi have also launched their own versions with subtle twists. For example, Alibaba is intended to be placed in stores and hotel rooms to act as a voice-activated assistant. There's more to voice than just search. There's also been a rise in audio content and new advertising opportunities. Podcasts continue to rise in popularity, with Edison reporting listening growing at approximately 15% a year. Innovations in content include interactive, choose-your-own-adventure style dramas. Programmatic advertising has come to audio, both through Spotify and DAX, the Digital Audio Exchange. Dynamic creative is flourishing within audio. For example, the company Million Ads enables advertisers to make ads that can be varied according to weather, time of day, location, and more. A strategy for voice is becoming very important. Test search results on devices like Amazon Alexa and Google Home. Consider the new possibilities of audio content in advertising, especially as connected cars will drive listening figures higher. When Alexa and Amazon Prime launch in Australia, your Amazon performance will be very important. As said, if these platforms can meaningfully advertise, performance is your key objective. Blockchain. Blockchain as a technology has been around for nearly a decade, but to date has been associated primarily with Bitcoin. In fact, the technology has many uses, and are only now starting to see it leveraged beyond the world of cryptocurrency. Blockchain is a term that has become a misunderstood buzzword, much like AI or big data. Blockchain is essentially a ledger system, a way to store data like a table. It uses cryptography, a complex form of mathematics, to verify each change in this data. This verification is done by multiple users, confirming that each record change happens in a verifiable, transparent, and tamper-proof way. This ultimately can create a network of trust that is decentralized, rather than being controlled in a single place. Bitcoin, the best use of the technology, is a currency where there is no central authority or bank. All transactions are instead backed up by records kept collectively in the community. The popularity of Bitcoin has spawned hundreds of other cryptocurrencies, many using their value as a form of seed funding. In December, the market cap of the cryptocurrency market peaked at over $800 billion before crashing to around $400 billion in January. Blockchain is not just being used to create virtual currencies. Financial markets like the ASX are implementing the technology as a more efficient, and therefore cheaper, method of recording transactions than traditional systems. Webjet is developing a blockchain solution to allow the stock of empty hotel rooms to be efficiently tracked and traded. An Australian startup Power Ledger, which is also used as a cryptocurrency, is currently creating a decentralized way to market energy, such as home-generated solar, and recently received an $8 million grant from the Australian government to pilot a program in Fremantle. Commercial brands have also been quick to cash in on this blockchain frenzy. Kodak recently saw their value double when they announced that they were creating Kodak Coin, a new technology for managing photographers' IP rights. The Long Island Iced Tea Corporation managed to reap the same rewards by simply name-dropping blockchain. Having suffered a declining stock price over several years, they changed their name to Long Blockchain Corporation as part of a stunt, and saw their stock price doubled almost immediately. Whilst it's since dropped since then, it still remains at levels above the pre-rebrand. The technology could change the media industry as much in the next 5 years as programmatic has in the last 5. Whilst we're still at an early stage in application of blockchain, brands should already be working to better understand the technology and the ways in which it can help solve their own issues of trust and transparency. Everyone, including media brands, needs to get acquainted with where they fit within the new ecosystem emerging as a result of blockchain's increasing prevalence. Machine learning marketing services. Marketing automation has been evolving for many years. Brands realized the value in the optimization and started revising content based on viewer behavior, starting with A/B testing and evolving to multivariate testing. But no matter how advanced a brand's automation becomes, it's still set on rules designed by humans, and it's only as smart as the humans operating it. What is machine learning? Machine learning is the ability for software to learn without being explicitly programming. Using algorithms that iteratively learn from data, machine learning allows computers to find hidden insights without being explicitly programmed where to look. We're starting to see an explosion of machine learning services being directed into marketing services. Previously, we've seen the likes of IBM Watson being used to suggest appropriate content. For example, their campaign with North Face featuring last year's trends. But now we're seeing it specifically applied to marketing automation. IBM Watson now offers a suite of tools for customer experience, marketing insights, campaign automation, and real-time personalization. Google's TensorFlow is offering a similar service, which is implemented on Instacart to auto-optimize their checkout process. Machine learning can be used to optimize and extrapolate on your content too. Expedia are feeding their ML engines their browsing behavior, and is learning to automatically display more desirable user photos alongside its customer reviews. There's no reason this technology can't be used in the creation process, such as using image-based ML to suggest visually similar products, in fashion for example, to users based on their current browsing and dwell times. This form of auto-optimization has the potential to automate large swathes of our business. Display advertising has been championing mid-campaign optimization for some time, but what if this was an entirely automated process based on the CTR and visibility of users? As more channels become programmatic, this will extend to media planning overall. ML engines will be able to determine the effectiveness and value of each placement, spot by spot, across multiple channels. People-based marketing services. The concept of the segment of one has been around for decades. It's been looked at as a holy grail of marketing, and it's been just as unattainable. Programmatic buying started to change this, but it's been limited to that specific channel and revolves around lookalikes rather than true one-to-one targeting. Extending on the previous trend, it's only through the evolution of technology we can now actually achieve true addressable advertising. Last year, Seven announced that they will be the first Australian network to offer addressable TV. Only available on streaming video, this technology will allow them to show ads based on the household demographic rather than being attached to the show. MCN plans to launch its own solution to addressable TV in 2018. Currently there is too much data, but not enough power to make it meaningful. Programmatic can only be used as specific as the data manually fed into its profiles. As a solution, we're starting to see the rise of platforms that can ingest a myriad of data sources and merge them over a core dataset of personally identifiable information. The first platform of this nature in Australia is Denso Aegis Network's M1. This allows media teams to plan, buy and measure against real people, not just their proxies such as cookies. The ability to reach your customers on a true one-to-one level enables you to create an unprecedented personalized experience. Addressable media this precise will minimize wastage and improve ROI. Furthermore, by leveraging all current and past behavior, one can build a complex behavioral profile complete with the intent, predicting their future behavior and how it relates to your brand. Once people-based marketing is properly established in this market, it will only be a matter of time before it's integrated into all the programmatic platforms in our market. This will lead to a new wave of automation, where marketing individuals, both sides of the client-agency divide, will need to evolve to stay relevant. So that's it for today's session. Thanks for watching. If you'd like more information on anything you heard today, I'd definitely recommend downloading the accompanying booklet on this page. Alternatively, get in touch with your client lead or shoot us an email via the link at the bottom of the page. Thanks again.